Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to Kingdoms Reborn. We're continuing on, we're in the middle of our first winter, and food supplies are pretty low. I was a little bit ambitious trying to go for a wheat farm, instead of building any fishing lodges for far too long, and then once I did finally place them down, well, my builders decided they had other things that needed doing first, so who really knows what's going on. We are currently researching foreign trade, and as you can see, I have a lot of leather that I'm not really doing anything with. So the goal is to research foreign trade, put down a trading center, and then start selling off the leather that we're getting from our hunting lodge for a profit that will allow us to purchase more buildings and purchase more tiles. I think the next one I'd like is this one to the northwest, but it's very expensive, plus 508 coins distance from Town Hall. But then that's actually doubled because we're buying it with money instead of influence. Although influence isn't a currency that we have available as of yet. So 6 of our 8 people are employed. We don't yet have a job bureau, which is a thing, believe it or not, so I can't necessarily tell why that is. And if we look at fishing lodges, these are, in my opinion, an excellent way to accidentally waste your tools and accidentally waste your money. So the production is pretty small. A single batch gives us 9 fish. If you look over here at the hunting lodge, production per season is 129 meat. Now, there'll be multiple batches per season, and you'll have to see the overall production up here, but, you know, the 300 gold is no small sum, and we're only making 87, I believe, twice a season. So it'll take us a long time to pay off, especially while we don't have any trade. That'll slow down getting cards, that'll slow down doing other things, and the game, I mean, will be non-zero, but it won't be enough to sustain our population growth. Apologies for the autosave. At least not the population growth that we want to achieve. So for that we need farms, and our farms are currently being cleared. We do have 32 houses, well, housing space set up, and they're all level 1 houses because we have no luxuries yet. We also have not yet, oh no, we're out of wood. Okay, so this is what I said, I believe during the last episode. Our wood has been allocated to building things that haven't yet been built, and because of that, we are out of wood in the middle of winter, except for what we can forage bit by bit, and if this hits the 0 mark for too long, well, we will have our people freeze. Not exactly ideal in that regard either. We do need to get this forester put up. We do need also the fishing lodge constructed and this farm cleared, because it's now early spring. On the plus side, we're no longer burning wood to stay warm, but the downside is I wanted both of these farms up before the seeding season, which now is the seeding season. So we have unlocked trade, and we've unlocked the upgrades tree. Upgrades tree allows various things like improving the efficiency of charcoal burners, improving the efficiency of farming technologies, but we have to get through different ages first. And one thing that I want to do quickly is, well, I'm debating between a sheep ranch and basic tools. What we have right now are iron tools. They're very high quality, but we're running out and we're not making any more. Yeah, we're going to go for basic tools. We're also going to buy a trading post and a trading port. So if you look at our regions, we have iron ore available in this region, so we will eventually be able to make iron tools. But until that time, stone tools will help offset the drain that's going on. Trading posts and trading ports don't require people to do them, to do a job. They allow us to make money, and if need be, they allow us to, well, prevent ourselves from running out of food or things like that through emergency trades. Not that you would necessarily want to be doing an emergency trade very often. Hence, you know, calling it an emergency, I suppose. We have 3 immigrants who like our town, and this gives us an additional productivity book. And I think for right now, we're going to update our timber management. We're going to put a productivity book, 2 of them, in the same fishing lodge, the one with the highest efficiency. And this will be, I believe, the only one that I want to improve. The batch is now 16 as opposed to 9, but it's still gathered relatively slowly, not all that often. Plus 30% efficiency. These bonuses will start to stack here pretty well, but let's leave it right there for right now. I don't really want to spend that currency. Alright, so we failed to get these farms up. Our harvest is going to be small. That's why I didn't go for the brewery, by the way. I think beer brewing can be very nice. I intend to focus on it, or at least, well, I thought I would before I realized how little arable land I have available to me. So we'll have to see what we can really manage here. Reasonable expectations and all that. But if I'm not making good wheat production, I can't do breweries. I won't be able to sustain it. I'd also hoped that that tulip farm would be up before seeding season's over. I mean, it's right there. Can't my builders go? But what's happening now is, as we built these fishing huts, well, we have more people who are employed. It means we also have fewer laborers, less forage. So we're not getting as many oranges from these orange trees. We're not getting as much wood from chopping down wood. So our rate of being able to build things is going down, and, well, so is our ability to maintain it with people, because our houses are too far away. So even though we don't have the wood to really do this right now, I am going to put construction to 2 more buildings there. We are finally building the tulips on that side, and we're just circling the drain on food production. Okay, well, let's take a zoom out and see how the rest of the world is doing. So, Rouen has 29 villagers to our 33. They do have a warrior. I think that's a bit of a waste at this point. Luna also has 29. Hav has 26. Astine, 27. Okay, it looks like we're a little bit ahead of the curve. Hopefully that will continue as time goes on. And it does look like the wood was reallocated, which is nice. Unfortunately, these homes over here now don't have enough wood allocated. I need additional laborers, but I won't be able to sustain them until I have a couple more houses. There is a little bit of a sit and wait aspect to this game, and I actually think that's a fine thing. It's quite a bit more relaxing than it otherwise could be. And, you know, Battletech, like what I usually do, is very much not a relaxing game. Well, I mean, it can be if you're just doing it on your own time and you don't really care what goes on, but I don't know, I find it more exciting than relaxing, right? I play it because it's fun, because it's engaging. This is also engaging, but it's an entirely different feel, is what I would say. I am a little bit worried about our hunting lodge. It says it's producing, but if it is, we're running through that meat incredibly quickly. And I'd hope for more of a food stockpile before we hit second winter. And more of a tree stockpile, really. I mean, we have very little lumber, and very few good ways to rectify that problem. Go in and take a look at our road. Let me just go ahead and make a road that comes all the way down, so we'll need one. Oh, let's go down to here. This will maybe make it more reasonable for villagers to go clear those trees as well. Which, hopefully that will save our butts here a little bit. Otherwise we risk stagnation, and stagnation tends to lead to death. So we are actually planting the tulips. Kinda wish we weren't, we need more laborers, but that's okay. One thing to note is if you get more than 5 cards backed up, you'll get a wild card, which you can use for anything that you have unlocked. It's not efficient to do that, and you do unlock wild cards later on in the game that you can effectively get for free when compared to what's technically a waste of cards at the moment, right? So we will get a pig ranch just to keep from going to 0. And ranches, oh geez, can't be built on desert. That's gonna... I was planning on using that as a way of saving space. Tell you what, though. No, technically a desert. Not a desert, but look. Ooh, I've just built that all the way right down my farmable land. Okay, I guess we're going to be making clay over here, or deleting that road later. I just want them to clear this out, more than anything else. We are starting to regrow trees in the northwest, so that is at least a promising sign. We're going to take the Employment Bureau. This allows you to control which jobs are prioritized and which are not. And we're going to put that right here. It doesn't really matter that much. Statistics Bureau is much the same thing. I really don't care where it goes. I barely look at this thing at all. I think it's not really necessary. Let's put it right here. It does, I mean, it will have some interesting things on, you know, your buildings, population, food and fuel, food usage, breakdown of happiness, but I can see that same breakdown over here on the left as well. So it's sort of just a condensed tooltip, I suppose. They do auto build, which is nice. And let's see if we can get a trading port. Oh, come on. Must be farther back than that, I guess. So we'll be changing our road to look like this. That's okay. We still need more houses. Let's make these two top priority. Otherwise people will leave faster than they're coming in. Labor count is at 0. Yes, I know. Because it's early harvest for the wheat. It's interesting. I hadn't expected that at all. Once those guys are done with the harvest, we should be able to get more employees. The forester, unfortunately, also does count as a job. So there are 2 people basically invested in making sure our trees grow back. A little bit annoying, but nothing we can really do about it. So I do want to get the trading post and trading port up because it really is a nice way to get quite a bit more money. And that was a mistake on my part. I completely forgot I had yet another card. So, oh well. Let's also set up the immigration office. If we had more money, we could trade it right now for the ability to buy some wood, stave off our upcoming fuel reserve issue, which is definitely going to be an issue come winter. And now we're finally building the second wheat farm. A little bit late, but our food it could be worse. Yearly consumption 703. We're gonna have to rely on fisheries to carry us through. But that's why I built 3 of them. It should be a stopgap for right now. Well, this is certainly picking up pretty quickly, especially compared to just, you know, what we were doing in the very first episode 2 episodes ago, and it just sort of scales from here. So it can really become a quite engaging thing. I suppose that'll do it for now. Thank you all for hanging around, and we'll see you again real soon.